Welcome to Parsha Pearls with your host, Laser Brody. This week's Torah portion is Parshat Yitro, and it's the Torah portion that presents the 10 commandments. Now, we'll discuss the 10th commandment, which is you shall not covet. Well, what's covet? It means that someone desires something that doesn't belong to him. Someone else's car, someone else's wife. Tonight we're going to talk about marriage, but specifically coveting someone else's spouse or someone that doesn't belong to you, someone you're not married to. And a person could protest, okay, I understand the 10 commandments. I understand that you shouldn't murder. Murder is no good. And you shouldn't steal. Stealing is no good. And you shouldn't bear false witness. That's no good. And idolatry, that's no good. But what's the big deal about covet? What does anybody care about what I've got in my heart? Well, it is a very big deal. And I'll explain to you, and I said tonight we're going to talk about marriage, because specifically, and the way a marriage is connected. Now, we're going to talk about the gift that Hashem gives a couple when they get married. When a couple gets married and they stand under the wedding canopy, the chuppah, Hashem gives them a free gift. First of all, he cleans them of all sin. The bride and the groom, they're cleaned of all sin, just like on Yom Kippur. Second, he gives them a bond of love, a perfect bond of love. Now, let's call this bond of love 100 sparks. Okay, the husband has 100 sparks, perfect love for his young bride. And the bride, she has 100 sparks of perfect love for her brand new husband. And they're at the epitome, they're the pinnacle of their love for one another. But this is a gift from Hashem. So what happens is after marriage, the love goes down. Now they have to work hard to get it back up again to the gift they have in Hashem. But there's something difficult. Oftentimes I hear from people, guy complain about his wife. He says, Rabbi, I didn't do anything. I came home and all of a sudden she starts barking at me. She's in a terrible mood. Ooh, you did something, but you're not aware of it. Or she comes and she says, well, my husband is short-tempered with me and I didn't do anything wrong. Well, maybe, young lady, you did something wrong. Let's explain what happens. The Torah in Shema, the Torah in the Parshat Shema, which is the declaration of our faith, the Torah says, that you should not stray after your heart and stray after your eyes. What is the Torah saying when you stray after your heart and stray after your eyes? It means that your heart, straying after your heart, is you desire something that you're not supposed to desire, and you're looking at something, stray after your eyes, you're looking at something that you're not supposed to look at. This is coveting. This goes back to this week's Torah portion in Yitro and the 10th commandment, coveting. So you can see that coveting is a very big deal because here's what happens. Let's suppose that the honeymoon is over and the husband and wife, the young husband and wife, they go back to work, they go back to university, they go back to where they are, whatever their place of learning, their place of working. Okay. And the husband sees a nice young woman. He sees this nice young woman and the evil inclination tells him, the evil inclination, you have to understand, the evil inclination is the greatest con artist that ever came. He could convince you that the 95-year-old Wicked Witch of the North is Miss America. This is the way the evil inclination works. Okay, so this guy looks at this young girl and he desires her. He doesn't do anything, he doesn't talk to her, he doesn't even touch her, but he desires her. So what happens, he takes 5 sparks of his wife's love and he gives it to the strange woman. Now he goes home after work and he only comes home with 95 sparks instead of 100 sparks. Well, she feels something, and her neshama is telling her, wait a second, something's wrong with my husband. She doesn't know how to put her finger on it. She doesn't know what it is. She can't identify it, but she's a little bit short-tempered, and maybe she'll be critical or not especially nice. The guy says, what did I do wrong? Oh, yeah. You looked at somebody you're not supposed to look at. You're supposed to keep your eyes and your affection for your wife. The same thing she does. She goes to her work and she subs a guy. Maybe her husband is a Torah scholar. He sits in the Gemara all day, and then she sees a guy who spends half his day working out in the gym. Maybe he's got a cauliflower brain, but he's certainly got a good-looking body. The guy's looking good. She looks at him. She says, "Oh, this guy's attractive." Now she just took 5 sparks of her love for her husband and she gave it to this guy. So now she comes home with 5 sparks left. Now, the more, if this goes on all day long, that they're looking at other people and they're coveting other people, and they think this woman is better looking than my wife, and this woman has a better personality than my wife, this person nicer than my wife. And how many women say, oh, this guy's smarter than my husband, he makes a better living than my husband, and he's a better husband than my husband. And so they're taking away sparks and sparks and sparks until there's so few sparks, and they end up getting divorced. This all begins from coveting. Then if you don't covet, and if we don't guard our eyes and guard our hearts and keep our eyes and our hearts on what belongs to us, in other words, we don't covet another person's home, not another person's furniture, not another person's wife, not another person's husband, not another person's anything, but we're happy. This is the barometer of Emunah. When we're happy with our lot in life, we're happy with what Hashem gives us. And when we're happy with what Hashem gives us, we never covet, and Hashem really gives us lots more reasons to be happy. Okay, so just remember that, and you have a wonderful life and a wonderful marriage and everything you ever need. God bless for a great week.